Hello, Rocketeers! I'm Ed Case.
And I'm Odyssey, and welcome to the Pit Stop, keeping you up to date with the Premier League. This week things are very tight in the mid-table, so we'll have to see if things separate out as more matches are played. Meanwhile, Ascension will be playing against their nearest and furthest opponents in the table, Apollo 11 and Double Tap.
The way things were left last week, Double Tap were top of the league with Foremost and eVersatile just behind. Ascension and Weebs on Wheels were still to play, however, so let's go back and see what happened. Stony, Homebad and Conundrum Effect of Weebs on Wheels are in their blue strip today against the oranges Corrupt, Corelli and Darkfire of Ascension. Corelli begins the series on fiery form, scoring twice in quick succession and playing a crucial part in all of their goals, including with this stunning setup. The reply comes with 30 seconds of play left, Conundrum taking it past two players to get the goal. And they keep up the pressure as the match draws down to its close, nearly getting a second had Corrupt not got this perfect aerial block. On to match 2, the Weebs continue their assault. Stony provides a lovely pass for Homebad, who lays it up ready to follow in. Stony goes on to attempt a fancy backwards aerial, unfortunately for him though, missing it and allowing Corelli to fight back for Ascension. Darkfire gets the perfect angle off the top of his car to level the score with only moments left. Weebs on Wheels keep the ball alive, going for the stoppage time goal. It goes to overtime, but the Weebs have the momentum, taking the game with two nicely controlled aerials. Having fought hard to win the second match, Weebs on Wheels have luck and confidence on their side, with skill to back it up. Ascension, on the other hand, just can't seem to get things to go their way. Corrupt, who starts this move, ends up knocking the ball away from the blue goal and straight into the path of Stony. The final score 5-1, and things don't get much better for the Oranges in the last game. They battle harder, but it looks like the blue team can still do no wrong. Weebs take the fourth game 4-2. So let's take a look at the standings with all the games from week 2 finished.
Ascension take 3 points, and this week get a bye for 9 points, which lands them equal with Apollo 11 in last place. Weebs on Wheels are now joint second with Foremost and eVersatile. This is all about to change though, with the Weebs taking on Foremost in the first match of week 3. Wildyman, Garrett and Nugs make up Foremost against Stony, Homebad and Conundrum for Weebs on Wheels. Foremost get things off to a great start after 15 seconds. Wildyman beats Homebad to the ball, tapping it just past him to score. Nugs, having set up the previous goal, is back on the ball again, lifting it over two oranges for the second. The final goal of the match comes from Wildyman after Conundrum suffers from a little bit of indecision and lets this one pass. Perhaps this is a deliberate ploy, but having lost the first game, Weebs on Wheels once again spring into action in the second. Keeping up the pressure and hammering home the shots, the Oranges put on a show, coordinating some beautiful moves. The match ends at 8-2, Conundrum taking 5 of the goals. Weebs on Wheels remain solid in the next match, placing their shots well and taking advantage of the few defensive mistakes to secure the lead. Foremost fight back but hit the bar more times than they'd care to remember. By the next game, they're working hard, making things very tough for the Weebs. Eventually, though, the Oranges break through their defense to take the lead. Two minutes pass and neither team can get any ground until finally Nug somehow finds this angle with the side of his car. With under 30 seconds to go and with the Oranges ahead once again, Garrett gets the breakaway and equalises for Foremost. The game seems set to go to overtime, but 12 seconds before the end, this happens. Homebad and Stoney play the 1-2 for the winning goal. Nugs must be disappointed coming so close to saving that shot. Both teams get a bye this week, meaning Weebs on Wheels have 51 points and Foremost have 45.
Elsewhere in the league, Turbulence have had to pull out due to a lack of time, which means eVersatile and Apollo 11 get a free 9 points each for their scheduled games against them. Double Tap and Boots and Cats also get byes this week, so these are the standings before the last 3 games. The current bottom runners of the table faced off against each other this week. Unfortunately, we didn't receive all the replays for the matchup, so we'll be joining this series in Game 5. Good Cool Drew, Corelli and Darkfire of Ascension versus Azzy, Husky and the first appearance from Flo for Apollo 11. The final game gets off at lightning speed. 3 goals right from the kickoff make it 2-1 after only 25 seconds. Corelli takes the first, then Flo scores the next 2, getting a nice double dunk for the second. But only 30 seconds later, Good Call Drew takes the shot on the break to level the score. Ascension go hell for leather trying to crack the Orange defense, but Flo proves his worth for the team, making this last-second save, and whilst the Blues carry on hammering on Apollo's door, he makes the all-important clearance. Flo really plays well this match, so we'll have to watch out for him in the future and see if he plays for Apollo 11 again. Given a boost by this goal, they ride the momentum and go on the offensive. Azzy takes this shot off the wall to put their team 2 goals into the lead. Although the goal is awarded to Azzy, slowing it down, I wonder if Flo gets the last hit. Under 2 minutes left and still all to play for, Darkfire takes advantage of a couple of unfortunate defensive hits to keep their hopes alive. But Husky makes things much more dire for Ascension, smashing this shot past Darkfire and Corelli to keep their 2-goal buffer. The Blues fight hard to come back into the match, but it's too late to make a difference. Good Call Drew forces the ball past Azzy to bring the score back to a very respectable 5-4. All the same, Ascension leave with 6 points, Apollo 11 with 9.
At the beginning of this week, Double Tap were at the top of the table and Ascension were at the bottom. So when they faced off against each other, you might have expected it to be a one-sided series, but in reality it was anything but. The lineup for Double Tap: Digital, Jamesbot and Espion against Corelli, Darkfire and Good Cool Drew of Ascension. The frontrunners kick off this series in a lively fashion, taking the lead and pulling off some impressive stunts, including this lovely piece of teamwork. And perhaps even more remarkable, this from Jamesbot. Knocking Drew off course as he tries to get a defensive touch forces him to put the ball into his own net. The goal will be credited to Espion, but I think Jamesbot will claim this one. Double Tap are clearly having fun in this match. Jamesbot here actually saves a shot from his teammate Espion, although I reckon he might have been attempting a cheeky steal. As time ticks down though, Ascension may not be able to catch up, but they pull one back in style. Drew to the waiting wallhanger Corelli and back into the centre for Drew. It's a marvellous move and it shows that the Oranges are ready and waiting for the next match. So it's on to match 2 and Ascension begin fiercely, slamming in the shots and coming close to scoring. Having seen off this first attack, Digital starts the aggression for Double Tap. But it isn't until late in the game before the first point is scored. The ball is heading fast into the blue half and Digital is waiting in defence. Moments later, Jamesbot pours salt in the wound and scores the second with only a minute remaining. But just when things are looking dismal, Ascension crank it up. With the score suddenly levelled, Double Tap have the wind taken out of them and suffer a defensive hiccup. Corelli boosts in and snatches the win from the jaws of defeat. The atmosphere changes in Game 3 as Darkfire has connection issues at the start of the match. After some inappropriate behaviour, Espeon scores a goal to restart the match after 1 minute. So the 4-minute game commences and both teams are making the most of their limited time and shooting at every opportunity. It's Jamesbot who's really going for that sweet MVP badge though, scoring multiple times, even with some strange shots like this. Jamesbot is actually the only goal scorer on the blue team this match, except Espeon, but the less we think about that first minute, the better. Match 4 then, and things are much quieter than the previous game. Only 1 goal is scored, the shot taken off the wall by Corelli. Double Tap try their hardest to pull it back, but to no avail. Both teams will be leaving with at least 6 points, but the extra 3 could make a difference. If Ascension win, they'll be in tighter contention with Apollo 11 and Boots and Cats. On the other hand, if Double Tap win this match, they will still lead the table by 3 points. Ascension take a resounding lead in the first minute, following up this teamwork pinch. Digital and Espeon show off some of their own stylish synergy, almost scoring from this awesome move. Seconds afterwards though, Digital does manage to sink the equaliser. A couple of minutes and goals later, the score is level at 2-2 and Espeon and Digital are about to try another special manoeuvre. Digital gets the perfect glancing flick, lining it up for Espeon. Corelli tries his best to deal with the unexpected redirection, but he can't stop Double Tap taking the lead. The game starts to slip away from Ascension, and after this bounce taking everyone off guard, Digital seals the deal for the Blues. The timer reaches 0 and Double Tap take the full 9 points. Ascension keep the ball alive though and get their consolation prize. What a great series, and it's awesome to see such an equal contest between the top and the bottom of the table.
Now, all players fear it and we see it happen again and again. Going on tilt. Not playing as well as you know you're capable of. Just not getting your head into the game and you can't work out why. Well, after a rough start to this match, we see this in full effect. Subban, Snappy and Staced God of E-Versatile versus Lani Akea, the Year of the Mount, and Ermagerd of Boots and Cats. Things begin with a nosedive for the Blues, conceding 2 kickoff goals within 15 seconds. And so the tilt begins. E-Versatile cannot get a handle on this game, but for Boots and Cats, things just get better and better. E-Versatile will want to forget this match as soon as possible, so let's see if they can put it behind them for the next game. Also, rip Brazil. The Cats bring their confidence from the last game and spend half of the match pressuring the Blue defense. But when their assault doesn't pay off, it's E-Versatile who finally strike. Staced God placing it in the top corner after 3 minutes of play. Subban then goes on to get a kickoff goal, Lani Akea just missing the save. When Staced God places it above all 3 of the orange players, it looks as if E-Versatile are starting to run away with it. But Boots and Cats are far from done yet and begin their comeback. Ermagerd bouncing the ball into the net in less decisive fashion than the last game, and then Lani Akea whipping another shot in for the second, things become a lot more tense in the final minute. But E-Versatile hang on to their lead and take the 3 points. The Cats are on the offensive from the off in Game 3, the ball ricocheting between the bar and the floor after a shot from Ermagerd. Not long after, Mout cushions another one in, and E-Versatile begin to feel the effects of a bad start once again. This time though, the blue team fights back. Snappy finds a good angle, putting the ball away in the far corner. But the relentless attack from the oranges doesn't waver, the shots come in dangerously close, and then, the back line Lani Akea delivers something special. A well-aimed, long-distance backflip shot makes the score 3-1 to Boots and Cats. Subban replies instantly, going on a break and forcing the ball in. He also gets some fortunate deflections to aid his attack. At this point though, the Cats gain a strong grip on the game. The Mout takes to the air and hits two very nicely controlled aerials. It finishes at 6-2 and eVersatile are going to have to make the next game count. It must be quite painful for the Blues then when Boots and Cats start out on top once again. Throughout this series, they have barely given eVersatile space to breathe, always on the ball, creating new chances, being on point in the air, and hitting shot after shot. This is a team full of confidence, and unfortunately for the Blues, it's just not their day. With the help of a couple of kickoff goals, eVersatile battle hard and pull the score back. But not far enough. So here are things as they stand at the end of week 3.
It's sad to see Turbulence drop out, but hopefully they'll be back for the next season. We've seen some really great things in the Premier League this week, and we're looking forward to seeing what happens next. If you want to check out the Pulsar Premier League, click the link at the top of the description to visit their website.
We hope you've enjoyed the pit stop. If you have any predictions or hopes for your favourite teams, leave us a comment because we'd love to hear it. Thank you very much for watching. I've been Ekcase.
And I've been Odyssey, and we will see you next week.